Hello, my name is Sarah Williams, and this is a presentation for ESD 550 on safe learning environments and mindset. So, forgive me if I don't have the questions in front of me, but I'm going to go through each one of them one by one as best way I can. So, bear with me. For part one, having classroom management strategies, everything, kind of like clockwork, building up a routine in the classroom between you and the students as well. But also, when you building up a classroom between designs or however you may feel the flow of teaching, the connectivity or the chemistry between you and the students, having a welcoming place and environment that's engaging and organized, kind of like having like a reading or a quiet side or a corner or area, for students, that all comes into play. We want the students to feel comfortable as possible, not feel constricted where, they just they just freeze up. Also, adding on positive appraisal and enforcement. Praising them for doing good work. Whatever it may be. And when it comes down to criticism, I mean, we gotta be careful with that criticism or chastising the student on doing the wrong thing or getting the wrong answer. That will kind of like make them look bad and make it seem like they don't fit in the classroom. They'll feel like they're being embarrassed, lack of confidence. And then when it comes down to doing assignments or having activities, they don't want to participate. So keep that in mind. So because when they're in class, they are trying to seek some form of acceptance between us and their respective peers. And designing a classroom, make sure that you don't have posters that doesn't fit them. Because if they look at a poster, they probably don't feel like they're beautiful enough or they're not smart enough, whatever the case may be, and then the game is over before you even started. So building for posters and pictures or whatever the case may be, have a diversity that surrounds that. So if it's for everybody. Part two, students with disabilities are afforded and have access to free quality public education in a LRE environment, which is least restrictive environment. I mean, building up a comfortable, confident environment in the classroom. This is very important. I mean, we don't need the student to feel, you know, excluded or not a part of in a classroom, especially in an inclusive classroom where we got to got to deal with the generalized of things, but we also got to make sure that for special needs or students with disabilities, we have them covered as well. Uh, and also like signing them tasks, almost like a daily routine or a job or whatever in the classroom, like cleaning the boards, sweeping the floor, wiping off the desk, etc. That gives them a fine sense of responsibility within themselves, and that helps along the way. And being in an inclusive classroom setting is the best way of promoting learning across abilities and classroom learning. Oh, sorry. Promoting learning across abilities, active classroom with learning stations with various hand-on activities, giving students choices in which activity they want to participate in. Now, with students with disabilities are provided with these options or accommodations that are stated in their IEP. such as if they need more time for work, or they need to be outside of the classroom, or if they need more time on a test, they are afforded that. That's a part of the IEB process. Um, part three, teachers with a fixed mindset, the students will copy and paste, thus make learning more restricted, or the belief of learning more difficult for difficult subjects. Basically, if you don't come with some form of versatility in your learning abilities for the students, and you just keep things in a fixed way, which I understand, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if they become copy and paste, then the students don't be versatile in their learning as well. So they just copy and pasting what we do. So this is where, as teachers, as educators, we be more creative in the classroom, so they know more than one way to learn, or in this case, more than one way to skin a cat. In a growth mindset, leave room for mistakes and challenges, but room for improvement. We're not perfect in this profession. So with that being said, we're going to make mistakes in the classroom, and there's going to be challenges along the way, regardless with a student with a disability or even just a typical student. That's comes with the job day in and day out. So when we do that, at least when we make those mistakes, there's always room for improvement. We learn off our mistakes so we could be better as educators. And the final part four, while building up an environment for the classroom, we must assume that the students will bring their cultures, their values, along with their language, their heritage as well from home. When students go to school every day, regardless what background, where they came from, who they represent, whatever the case may be, they're bringing all that with them. So as educators, we have to not only acknowledge that and accept that and implement that along with within our learning abilities or our learning plans for them. We got to make sure that when we decorate the classroom with posters, with memes, with inspirational, the maps, whatever the case may be, we have to make sure that it fits them where it fits them and they feel comfortable. Comfortable enough that they can come in here and come in and get work done, have fun, be happy, come to us if we have problems, whatever the case may be. Even be so more fitting that they'll be more comfortable when their parents come and they feel invited. So we all have to keep that in mind. The classroom need to reflect also to be welcoming for the students and families as well. If they have a welcome home, open arms. Mi casa, su casa. Then ask the questions, and then ask this question, the final question. Does this classroom reflect more on the students and their cultures and their families, or do it not? Now, we all had to come with the mindset of that when we form up and creating a classroom, creating an atmosphere, we had to make sure it is perfectly comfortable, flexible, versatile, in every way, shape, or form, so it cover every base for everybody and make sure it's welcoming for everybody. And if it's not, find another way to add it on for them. So at the end of the day, they all feel welcome and they all feel accepted, from them to the families. And make sure our learning ability, our learning styles fit us like a glove. And also fit them like a glove. Because it's not always about us and it's not always about them. It's all of us together. Because if we fail them, then it's our fault. And we got to go back to the drawing board. Thank you for this presentation of ESD 550. Have a blessed day.